Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Weird Frequencies. Coming to you live from a big old fat bunker deep down under the earth, under a cornfield somewhere in central Illinois. It's Weird Frequencies. And I'm your host, Rob. And this is my amazing co-host, Tyler, the American T-Rex.
What's going on, everybody?
How are you, Tyler?
Doing good. How are you?
Good. You have a good 4th of July? What happened? Did you blow yourself up or something?
No, I still got 10 fingers from last year, but about blew up my backyard. We spent like $700 of fireworks and bought like almost everything under the sun. We bought like these Roman candle Gatling guns. Trying to find a picture of the moment. I have a small backyard is what it is, and we bought like everything from the mortar shells, the Roman candles. We bought these. Adam was there. This is before Adam went out for his he had a surgery today.
Yes. We have to wish Adam well. That's why, of course, our third member isn't here. Adam is had to have surgery. So it's what was it exactly?
I believe it was gallbladder.
It's gallbladder. And so
yeah.
We're wishing him a quick, fast recovery and to get better, and positive thoughts. We're sending them his way. Positive frequencies. And definitely get better, buddy.
But we started shooting all these off, and about Thursday night, I thought it was funny too because they said, "Oh, we're canceling the fireworks because of rain," but it was sunny as hell in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And I started getting these Roman candles. They look like a chain gun, and you're supposed to hold them as you set them off. I was going to point mine in the sky. Well, an ember got in my eye, and I ended up sweeping. I ended up sweeping the yard accidentally, and I'm trying to find the photos of it right now. But I started blowing up sections of my yard until finally I got it up in the air, and I'm shooting it, and I'm trying to see if I know my fiance took pictures of it. I'm trying to see if she has the pictures, because I don't think she sent them to me, but it's literally like the dumbest thing I could have ever done, but it was also the most awesome thing I could have ever done. It was...
That is funny, buddy.
But it was a good time, and they're still setting them off, even like to this moment. I'm hearing a few go off.
You know, they really just didn't. They haven't stopped since the 4th. Like all weekend longs and every single night since the 4th, all night long they've been going off. I mean, is it just me in my neighborhood, or is it's just everywhere, isn't
it? Yeah, I know.
People are like complaining on Facebook, saying we're trying to get some sleep.
I don't mind at all. You know, it's like if you're gonna shoot them off, shoot them off. I don't care, but just don't get hurt.
Yep.
Trying to find those photos because they're fucking hilarious, is what it is. Because my after I got done, my fiance looks at me and goes, "Don't you ever do anything like that again." I'm like, "I'm doing it again next year. I don't know what the hell you're talking about." You don't get much of a say in this. So, but yeah, it was a good time. It was certainly a good time. Let's see. Hang on a minute. Yes, the Gatling gun. Gonna have her send these in Messenger so I can show everybody. What about you? What'd you do?
I went to my buddy Big A's house, and Big A throws this big, huge party and fish fry every year. And I got there, and he apparently him and three of the neighbors like all got together in this neighborhood and put their display together, dude. It ended up being like Walt Disney level. Like I'm not kidding. The whole neighbor, it's funny if you don't live in Springfield. Our city said that, uh, well, the JCs put it on. It's not their fault, and they just didn't have the money and the manpower to do it this year to put on fireworks downtown at the Capitol like they have year after year. All of a sudden, they just stop. Right?
Yeah,
Is that
I heard that they the state, but so what? Apparently, what I heard is that Illinois, state of Illinois, will give JCs enough money to set off the fireworks at the Capitol building, because that's their like big thing.
uh-huh.
But this year they didn't give them the money because there's not enough money to do it because of all the budgets and taxes and all that stuff. The state of Illinois' economy is just in a rut. So, but I mean,
So this city, we basically said, "Oh, okay, here, just hold my beer." And the neighborhood that I was in on around, uh, North Grand, the west side of North Grand, that neighborhood by the Armory, over there, kind of
oh, you live by the National Guard Armory.
by the National Guard. No, I don't live there, but that's the area, where I was over, where my friend's house was, and that every neighborhood there was just filled with parties, huge parties, and explosions and fireworks everywhere. It's like, and then you get to Andy's house and my buddy Big A, and it was incredible.
There you go. If you want to bring that up, that's me blowing up my backyard with that Roman candle.
Nice.
There's where I had the ember in my eye, and I didn't realize it just started going off. That is fireworks we bought. I need to go this way. There, I'm trying to get it back under control.
Catching the neighborhood on fire.
And there, I finally got it back under control. That's like my favorite. That's
a great picture there.
That's a movie. I know my fiance needs to be a photographer for.
That's like a video game shot or
a movie poster or something like that.
Yeah, that's great.
I love that Gatling gun, man.
Is that what that is right there?
Yeah, they literally have. So it's a bunch of Roman candles tied together. And it has a stake in the ground, so you can stick it in the ground. But so many people take this damn thing and they're like, "Screw this! I'm going to freedom the fuck on." They're going to just shoot it like a Star Wars blaster or something like that. So they got the idea of, well, let's put a little rope on it so it's like a legitimate chain gun. And so you're holding it like a chain gun as you're letting it off. You're supposed to let off in the air over a field. Well, my backyard's kind of small, so I'm like, I'm just going to hold it straight up and pray to God I don't hit anything. Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, but that one shot she got here, where is it? That one there. That's a great shot. That's like a Halo or movie poster, Independence Day, some shit like that.
Yeah, that is epic.
Yeah, so I'm definitely get more of those next year.
So, good times. All right. Well, in case you've never seen Weird Frequencies before, we are just trying to find out what's going on in the world, weird things happening constantly, and we watch videos, and then everybody comments on them, and we have a good time, and we try to figure stuff out.
I know, what was it?
We put up your comments in the chat room.
Last weekend we've had a lot of people watching the show after hours. It seems like we've had a lot of people commenting how to like the archaeology and the ancient histories thing.
Cool, that was fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
I have a little kind of extension on that tonight, but we're going to talk a little later about the Coral Castle mystery. So that's coming up. That's good radio right there. See,
Coral Castle mystery.
Dun, 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 coming up. Tune in. You got to keep watching to find out what that's all about. So, all right, let's go to some news. This news is called "What the F, Aldi?"
Aldi?
Yeah, Aldi.
Like the grocery store?
Uh-huh.
Oh
Weird
no.
news. All right, so let me get this going here. Dun, dun, dun. We'll do the whole window over there, I think. Yeah. I think I'll do. God dang it. Okay, that'll show the audio that way. There we go. Sorry. Here we go. All right, this is what the F, Aldi. Let's turn
to
this
help
off.
families afford protein. This stuff drives Aldi, the supermarket chain, is considering selling edible insects to help families afford protein. This stuff drives me nuts, Esther.
It's I'm sure Bill Gates is over the moon because that's been the plan all along, to get us to stop eating normal food and to eat bugs, while the elite at the top eat their Wagyu beef and lobster and watch all the peasants at the bottom eat insects and rats because it will save the planet, apparently.
Exactly. Well, it won't be on my menu. I hope it's not on yours, Esther. Good reason to avoid Aldi and go and find a decent steak. Aldi.
Boom.
It's me nuts, Esther.
There you
It's
go.
absolutely disgusting. I'm sure Bill Gates is
Oops,
over the
I'm
moon
sorry.
because that's been the plan all along, to get
Aldi, the supermarket chain, is
Aldi.
Aldi.
Again.
Aldi.
Aldi.
insect to help families.
Well, all right, never mind. I was going to do a remix of Aldi, but
You know, the lady reporting is not wrong. Sitting there saying the elite are sitting there eating their Wagyu meat, and lobster, and steaks, and all that stuff. And oh, here's a nice bunch of crickets. You know, eat that. I did not evolve from monkeys to eat crickets. I evolved to eat the biggest slabs of meat and protein possible. And I don't have bugs in my diet. Screw that.
she was ruthless. Yeah, you're right. I mean, what the hell are they thinking? They're trying to feed us insects now. There you go. And rats while they eat the lobster and the steak.
That is straight up ridiculous. What's up, Rich?
Hey, who's in the house here? It's people dropping in. There's Chris. There's the master of the Bubba Files.
Bubba.
A big Bubba, big bad Bubba. Mr. Finley, what's up? Boom, boom, boom. You even get your little logo on the show. Look at that. Woo, look at that. It's pretty cool. Oops, sorry.
I don't understand why. I don't understand why it is they think, you know, eat insects will save the environment. I don't get that.
Yep. It's just that's the plan. Aldi is a German company.
I thought it was British. Maybe you're right.
No, they come from Germany. Yep. They started in Germany, a small little store in Germany. And they moved to America.
Yeah, I'll be damned, it is.
The family was like Aldi, like Adolf, you know. Like, no.
Oh, don't
Just kidding.
We're not talking that kind of conspiracies.
Now. That's not right. Hot Pockets caught putting rat meat in their food.
No, I heard that one. That was
come
a while
on.
back. Now that was a while back, and that's why I don't
See?
eat Hot Pockets
Rats
anymore.
and insects. That's what they want to feed us.
I'll eat a rat. I'll eat a rat. A rat would probably be good
The
for
Wagyu.
me. Yeah. Sylvester Stallone ate a rat in a Demolition Man, so it's got to be good. If it's good for Sly Stallone, it's good for me.
Yo.
A cricket or a grasshopper? Hell no. You get the
Yo,
hell out
I'll
of
eat
here.
a rat. Yo.
I'll eat a rat. You know,
That's how they want us to be. That's how the elite want us to be.
Yeah.
We'll eat some rats and some insects.
Good protein to fight Ivan Drago.
Delicious.
Bubba says rat tastes good. How has he had rat?
Fried. Delicious rat. I can't put my finger on that. I need to figure out where the ball is. Right there. There we go.
Well, I guess if you eat McDonald's chicken nuggets, you've had rat at some point. Which sucks. I love the chicken nuggets.
Scary. Well, you know, there was that big conspiracy about don't eat, Wendy's and McDonald's on the days that they had the 99-cent burgers because it was going to be Bill Gates meat, Bill Gates has perfected this, fake meat and lab grown meat, like Rich said. They were, they warn you on those days when they do that, like, don't be eating that meat. Don't be going
I
to the
remember
sales.
that. I
I
remember
don't know how
99
or why they think that, who knows, but they eat rat on Naked and Afraid. Well, I do like that show, but mostly for the naked girls that are on it. No, just kidding. Uh, no, you can learn a lot on that show.
You can.
Those-
There's survival thing, ain't it?
Those people go crazy a lot of times. Being out there like that, they just lose it, Those Alone and Afraid show, you ever watch that? Alone and whatever.
I've seen bits and pieces.
Those
I
people
know-
just go nuts.
Yeah, because they're like, they don't understand that. There was one I saw.
With no human connection at all out there, they just lose it.
Yeah, there was one I saw where this girl comes on. There was one episode I remember very frequently. It was a girl and like an Army Ranger, ex-Army Ranger. Now the lady believes she was like a school teacher or something like that. She thought, oh, I know exactly what to do. I know how to do this and all that. Now the Rangers had actual survival training. They're dropped in the middle of the woods for so long to do this kind of stuff. That's how you get your Ranger tab.
Mm-hmm.
The lady ends up like staying up during the day. They're on this desert island, this tropical desert island. It's hotter than hell. There's barely any fresh water. And he is up during the night gathering his food and his water. She's up during the day gathering her water and her food. She ends up like getting very badly dehydrated and eating something poisonous because she just does this whole mentality of, I'm a teacher, I know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like, he's done with it. He was like trying to tell her, don't drink that, don't eat that. And she's like, you don't tell me what to do. I know what to do. And so the Ranger was like, fine, fuck it, I don't care. Get poisoned. And she got poisoned. He was sitting there like, I don't care. Now let me go back to sleep and win that $1 million or whatever they offer on this show.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. If you're going to go on that show and you got somebody who's a survival expert, they're going to be your best friend. You better fucking kiss their ass. I'm going to say that right now.
Yeah. So, all right, I got something cool to check out. This is, let me get it going here. This is we got two mysteries tonight. One is the Mayan mystery, and the other one is the Coral Castle mystery. First, the Mayan mystery, though. This is a trip. Hold on, I gotta get this ready. Let me restart it, baby. Yeah. Okay, so check this out. Last week, and we were always talking on the show about just different things like pyramids and ancient history, and everyone really said they liked last week's show where we were talking about ancient history. Apparently, from what Tyler was telling me, that we got great comments and stuff that he loved the topic. So just continuing on with a little bit of ancient history and ancient archaeology, and trying to figure out what these pyramids are really built for. That's what I like figuring out. And this is the Mayan mystery. Check this out. What this thing does. How the hell did they figure this stuff out? Hold on. If I just switch it, it'll be good. I think. Yeah, here we go. All right, we'll just get rid of Rich's possible meat. And this is not weird news. All right, here we go.
After my clapping, you will hear the normal echo.
That hole at
Now
the
please
top.
join me to the front of the steps. And when the sound of the clapping touches the steps according to the speed of the sound, that frequency, you will travel in the chamber.
Yeah.
But when it comes out, it will be equal to the song of a bird.
What the hell?
And we still don't know had to do that or how they did that, I wish that we have.
Are you kidding? That's
But
shocking.
the sound of the temple and the bird is already in computers and sonograms to check the frequencies, and the two of them, they're equal. If I make a clapping here, after my clapping, you will hear
Here's his regular
a
clapping
normal
again.
echo. Now, please join me to the front of the steps.
Shout out to
When
Anunnaki
the sound
history.
of the clapping touches the steps according to the speed of the sound, that frequency, it will travel in the chamber.
Yeah.
But when it comes out, it will be equal to the song of a bird.
Pretty cool. Why did they do that? You know what I mean?
That is so weird.
I mean, it could be just chance. You know, I've heard weird things like that with echoes in buildings before and stuff.
Yeah,
Bouncing
but I
back
mean,
into
that's
it.
like.
But pretty cool. You know, why'd they do that? You know, and he's got to be standing right there in the right spot to do that. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, so like you go to the front, you go to one side, you can hear the clap, and it sounds like you can hear the clap echoing, but you go to the front, it sounds like a bird chirping. That's really weird.
Because of those little weird chambers at the top, supposedly. So, yep, more exciting facts about the Anunnaki, ladies and gentlemen.
That
They're
is
the
so
ones
weird.
who are probably the ones who built those. No, I'm just kidding. Probably before the Mayans. Just kidding. You know, we're finding out so much about the Grand Canyon. It trips me out now too, how they have these they have pictures now of like areas where it looks like the Sphinx was being built there. You seen that? That's pretty wild, dude. Looks like the Sphinx is, was starting to be built there, and all the fact that there was like a Smithsonian excavation. There was like a explorations funded by this guy, and he went down there in like 1910 or something, and he found an underground city, and he found Egyptian statues and cities under there. And then all of a sudden, the Smithsonian Institute took all the stuff and shut it all down.
Wait. So in the Grand Canyon, he claimed to have found ancient Egyptian temples and
Underground cities
underneath
and temples,
the Grand
yeah.
Canyon.
Yep. And they shut it all down and took it all. And like, what did they do? Fly over there? They have to fly back and forth to have done that. Like, how did the Egyptians get over here and build an underground city? But it's crazy.
I know there's one shot of Grand Canyon. I'm not sure what it is, but the angle in which a couple of the rocks are set up almost looks like a sphinx.
Yeah. It's like an unfinished one almost.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, is that it's like, well, it's a natural formation, but the thing is that some people say that it was being chiseled away. It's a natural formation that was being chiseled away at some point to be built to possibly look like a sphinx-like structure, but they can't tell if it's natural or if it's something that just somebody actually did. So, I mean, if I can find that photo, I think I know there is a photo that's similar to it. Unless you have that photo.
I've got the wrong one here. Hold on.
Oh, that's your streaming page. I saw you streaming the other night. I messaged you like, "Hey, how's it going?" You're just like,
"You did."
Yeah, you were just deep in your game, your little
I
Grand
guess
Theft Auto game. Like,
I'm sorry.
You're getting ready for Grand Theft Auto 6. I'm like, "Hey, boss, how's it going?" You're just like, "You're not Grand Theft Auto 6. I'm not talking to you."
It's funny. Let's see. Hold on. Let me get the right one here. There we go. Yeah, what's up with this? Boom.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. Yeah.
What is going on there? Look at the sides of that, man. Like they're carving at, it looks like. That was starting. There's a pyramid right there. It's like they just, this big, great extinction level event happened, and just got got wiped out, I think. Why else would they stop in the middle of it? Or it's just chance, you know. But those rocks look kind of carved to me. But, you know, erosion could do crazy things. So you got to look at both sides of it.
Yeah.
Historical photos. There we go. So there's one other thing I wanted to show you off of here. Yeah, look at this guy.
What the hell?
What in the hell is going on with this? We can only do a few seconds of it. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. If that's not weird frequencies, I don't know what it is.
Boy, Jeff Dunham's musical career needs to just go back to comedy.
How about this lady? She cracks me up. That's not what I wanted to show you, though. Where the hell is it? Here we go. This is an interesting video about honey I like. Check this out. Honey. It's honey.
On pots of honey in Egyptian temples.
Yeah.
Everything,
I
break
heard
it
that,
open.
yeah.
Still 100% good.
Really?
Yeah. So honey, it cannot, microbes, bacteria, nothing can form in it. Well, what they've recently figured out is it's essentially sound frequency that creates the honey, the bee's wings. So when a bee goes and pulls the pollen out of a flower and he goes into his hive, the flapping of all those wings together creates, so the sound actually creates that hexagonal shape, those little hexagon, the honeycomb looking
So the
thing.
frequency coming off of their wings is essentially creating that snowflake
effect.
Yeah.
And then at the same time as they're vomiting up the honey essentially into those combs, as the frequency, it purifies it in a way and preserves it to where it cannot be touched, dude. Wow. It's the most purest, and it can give all kinds of nutrients, good back. They found pots of honey.
Shout out to Natural Mystic 9 there on Instagram. Yeah, that's pretty amazing stuff there, man. I mean,
honey can get moldy if it's exposed to moisture or heat or stored incorrectly.
Well, we talk about how, some of these ancient buildings were built with sound and the waves, and how they create these different shapes and hectagons and octagons. And it's just funny that they're figuring out that the frequency from the flapping of the wings creates those shapes.
Is it possible, it's going to be a long stretch here, but you know how bees are always busy building hives and whatnot. What if a civilization like the Egyptians, for example, saw how the bees created their hives and tried to implement something similar? And that's how the Egyptians and the Incas and the Aztecs got all their buildings built in such a magnificent mannerism, because they replicated nature in some way.
Right.
I mean, everybody wants to sit there and say, oh, an alien, the Anunnaki. I know you're a big believer in the Anunnaki. I know some people believe interdimensional is the thing to go with nowadays. Some people say gods or something like that. What if it was something they just found a way to replicate what nature, and they did it successfully?
Yeah. I don't say that I believe in any of the Anunnaki stories, or I've never really said that. I've never, I talk a lot about them and I have a lot of knowledge about them, but I don't necessarily believe in any of the, all or half of the information that I spout out on this show.
My bad. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put you on the spot there.
Yeah, I mean, I like investigating, all kinds of different topics, and getting information out there to people, and I try to be not to, I don't choose sides when it comes to religions and things like that on the air necessarily, or even in Anaki battles versus, the Christians, or the history. I do find the history of religion really interesting, and I think it goes way back before the Bible, and that tends to piss off people who are Christians, and because they think it only, we only went back this far and that was it. And I'm pretty freaking positive that it didn't happen. We went way, way back before that. Is it crazy that all the pyramids are aligned in the same latitude line? Yes, that's true. How do they do that, man?
The Great Pyramid of Giza, that's almost aligned with true north.
Mm-hmm.
I know that one is almost precisely aligned true north. So it's like off by like 1 degree. But that could have been aligned back in the day. It's just the continental plates kept moving, and it's just moved away from where true north would be at.
Now Rich says honey never spoils. Makes me want to go buy honey. Either way, I'm gonna go buy some honey. Can we get a honey sponsor, possibly?
Yeah, does anybody with honey want to sponsor the show? I'm not a big honey fan, but for the right sponsorship, yeah, I'll do it. I'll eat honey. Yeah,
you'll become a honey fan.
Oh yeah, I'll be like Winnie the Pooh.
You'll be like, I love honey. You sell out. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think on terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Yep, that's one of the most famous things that he said, Tesla.
Yeah,
and he had it all figured out back then. Honey, there you go. Energy, frequency. That's why the show's called Weird Frequencies. There was a reason for that term. It has to do with ghosts too. I think that they are on a frequency of some kind.
Ghosts, aliens, cryptids are believed to be on a frequency.
Yep. I've told you about that movie called Frequencies, right? Where the kid's talking to his dad on the ham radio. And he doesn't know it, and he still thinks he's talking to a trucker. And he's talking to his father, who's been dead a long time. And he's talking to a ghost through frequencies. Yep. That always stuck with me. But anyway, Corey Hale says, I've seen theories that the pyramids are actually giant power stations that amplify the electricity in the air, like what Tesla was working on in Colorado. Yep, Corey, you're like a student of this show, basically.
I think you talked about that once.
Yeah, we talk about this a lot, what use of the pyramids really is and how they built them. And I have something kind of related to that tonight. I have a guy who, in fact, I don't know, we're about ready to move on to the mystery of, that's a good segue, I guess, into the Coral Castle. So there's this guy, and his name was, let me pull up my info here. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
I'm getting here. Okay, so this place was built by this immigrant named Edward Lead Scalnan. Lead Scalnan. That's his name, Lead Scalnan. Edward Lead Scalnan. And he was a very short man. He was only 5 feet tall. No offense to any short people. It's definitely BS, as they are burial chambers. Yeah, well, except there's not a lot of pharaohs that were actually buried in them. Like, look it up. They're buried in like this Valley of the Kings of some kind. Most of the pharaohs, like, not very many pharaohs were actually buried officially inside of them, like you would think. They weren't built for that purpose either. In fact, people think that they were already built in the Egyptians. People are starting to think that the structures were already built and the Egyptians just kind of took them over.
Yeah, so I've heard that.
That's another thing too. They just kind of took credit for it somewhat, maybe. That another, type of being created them, actually, possibly. So anyway, legend has it that he was inspired to build this huge castle because of his wife that left on her wedding day, basically. So to get her back, he built this giant castle. But the thing is, and we're going to take a look at it, and we're going to watch the official little tour even of the place. But the thing about it is the building itself is just amazing that a little 5-foot man could have built this place. So we're going to take a look at some of the just pictures of it real quick. Let's see. I got it wrong window. Darn it. There we go. So here's these steps that he carved. And see, the weird thing about it is no one knows how he did it because he wouldn't let people watch him at night. I mean,
Really?
he wouldn't let people watch him work ever, and he only worked on it at night, and he didn't allow anyone to see how he did it. And he claimed that he was using techniques from the Egyptians, that he figured out some gravity techniques and building techniques to cut these stones, and basically he claimed that he had figured out their secrets. Isn't there any more pictures of it there? I thought there was some more. Maybe I went down too low. Yeah, here's some outside. Here we go. I don't know if that's actually him or not. But these structures are gigantic, and some of them they can't even figure out how he would have gotten these pieces here. You know, it's almost like South Dixie Highway, and it's in Florida, not far from Miami. I thought this had better pictures of it. Darn it.
So he would build these structures at night,
and he
wouldn't let anybody see him building these structures.
Yep, he wouldn't let people see him at all. So there was some better pictures here. Hold on, oops. Images, yeah. If you see some of these, like, you know, this is a little guy, and this spins around in a circle. There's Ed sitting there. There's the place. Stupid thing. Here's two. You know, these right there. That rock right there spins around.
Really?
Perfectly placed 9-ton rock gate at Coral Castle. And look how the rocks are cut, you know, just perfectly. It's insane how this guy did this, and no one knows how he did it still to this day. Here's a rock in the shape of a heart. You know, he could have said that he was rumored to have knowledge of magnetic current. And he used this thing called a magnetic motor that he claimed would work forever. It was a perpetual motion machine. So this is what he claimed that he had. And this machine right here, that could also just be a crane, right? I'm sorry, this is half a screen, but that also just looks like a freaking crane to me. Let's face it. Let's just be layman. You know, he could have used this to move these bricks. I mean, look, it's tall as that structure over there. But he moved these rocks from real far away too. That's another thing like Stonehenge, you know. And to get them there, he had to put them on a truck, and he wouldn't let the guy watch him loaded on the truck ever. The guy had to go around the corner every time. So let's take a look at this place for real.
Yeah, I want to see this.
Stupid. What is my trial there? I can't see my sound thing.
See, you might want to take Corey's comment off too.
Wrong one there. Sorry.
That's all right.
I keep switching tabs on everybody. Present.
There we go.
This lady's pretty funny too.
Corey Castle is a very well-known monument in the world. There are some people that have no idea about it. I mean, they live across the street and they say, what is that thing over there? This has been here almost 100 years in Homestead. This is very recent history, but since it's so impressive, it's very well known. This is being put right next to other monuments in the world like Stonehenge or Machu Picchu that create that same kind of energy that is so difficult to explain how this guy could do this all by himself at night.
Look at this little guy here.
That's the guy who made Coral Castle.
Yep.
Huh? He's tiny.
With all of his creation around.
Working, building, with nobody knowing. Everybody trying to gossip and everybody trying to spy on him, but nobody ever saw him erecting the rocks or bringing them or quarry them out of the ground. So when people visited the castle, he always gave tours. That was his way of living. When he gave tours, people would say, oh my God, last week when I came, that moon wasn't here. How did he bring it? And people would gossip around and they would admire him. He was like a celebrity in his own time.
An echo from some ancient Stone Age is the work of Ed Leedskalnin, a 120-pound Superman. Using but the most primitive of tools, he handles huge 15-ton pieces of coral rock with the greatest of ease. This is his life work, building a great stone city that he hopes will stand for thousands of years.
He was a odd guy.
There he is doing it.
But look at what he did.
You know.
So everybody was like intrigued and admiring him from the distance. He was very social in the tours, but otherwise he was a hermit.
It's just amazing at what somebody.
That's just
He was
amazing.
born in 1887. He came to this country and rated his health. He was diagnosed with tuberculosis, but the belief was that fresh air and sunshine would cure you. That's why he ended up in Florida, and he erected the castles. Actually, he made 2 castles. This is the only one remaining because he brought all the pieces from the first castle.
Oh,
to
by
this
the way,
one. So
his wife didn't come back.
Wait. I thought, didn't his wife like pass away or something, or what happened to her?
Well, I mean, he did it all to impress her.
Uh-huh.
And she didn't come back. Didn't work out for him.
Well, I'd say she kind of fucked up because this guy is using architectural structures building architectural things that even to this day in the 21st century, we still don't know like how he did it by himself. And she ran off to go hook up with some dude at a bar. All right, you know, if you don't want to get the notoriety, like Rich right says there. Rich says loser. You know, it's like, yeah, she sounds like she was a loser.
Just seeing a guy throwing these large stone rocks with just a pebble. Nice.
Dude, I want to know how this guy did this. And this is in Florida, they said, right?
Yeah, just right outside of Miami. Apparently.
I did not know this existed till today.
Me neither. Yeah. I just thought it was interesting that he claimed to have, have these techniques that we talk about so much. These how's he carving these blocks and with perfect precision like this? How is he moving them around? Well, I think he's just moving them around with pulleys and weights for the most part. Let's face it. But
pulleys and weights. But how is he getting some of those immaculate shapes that we saw in some of those videos? Like, how is he getting?
Yeah, and they're so big, and how do you do that with such precision? He had some pretty amazing tools, didn't he? I guess.
Yeah, but you're saying too, this guy used like what he claimed was ancient Egyptian techniques to build this stuff with, is what the is.
That's what I think is so cool about it. Yep.
So Rich is saying levitation. I'm wondering,
right?
What did he find, or what was he using, and where are the tools that he used to build these things?
Or did he have some kind of Tesla techniques of some kind? Well, Corey, have you seen, this is what we're talking about a little bit. Look at this video about this guy real quick. A little bit of this. Hold on. This guy's amazing.
What's going on, Becky?
Let's see everybody's thoughts on this one. These buildings, the technology in them might not be what we've all been taught. Look at that. Antenna, mercury cell, Harmona, miser, energy storage in the bottom.
Garden area.
Hidden top.
Stupid music they always play.
Yeah, that music doesn't really sound that good.
Some of these things in these buildings are just, how did these buildings get here? Where did they come from? Why are they still here? Look at that. That's a transmitter. Look at that floor. Huh, interesting. It's a desktop circuit. Energy generators. Shout out to Expanding Reality 369 on Instagram. What are those? What's going on there? I like this video. It's crazy the things he points out. What's going on with these buildings, man? Come on. We didn't build these things.
And the same techniques used to build these are what's thought to have built that coral castle.
Huh. Like they're built with sound. Yep, that video just goes on and on with crazy pictures like that. How these buildings, what they were made for, and actually, it's crazy.
So he built this castle to try and impress his wife using like some type of ancient Egyptian technique. Didn't allow anyone to see how he did it.
Yeah, he would have a little truck, a guy in the little truck, and the guy in the truck would like meet him around the corner. And the guy in the truck would pull up and he'd have the rock sitting there, and he made the guy in the truck go around the corner and hide his face, and then the guy would come back in a few minutes and the rock would be in the back of the truck.
How did he?
And then whenever they got back to his house, they would make the trip to his house 10 miles or whatever it was. And then he'd make the guy hide again, and he'd magically get the rock off the truck. And the guy wasn't allowed to see how he did it.
Maybe he found a way to use psychic powers. I have no idea. I mean, like, I'm waiting for someone to say he brought his own equipment, he brought a pulley and whatnot, but.
And he did it so fast, in like 5 minutes. Like, how could, that happen?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Some fun science news.
That's what I'm thinking. It's superpowers. I mean, it's like, what else could it be?
Right. Tartaria power. Yeah, that's right.
What's Tartaria power?
Tartaria is, civilization that they think was destroyed, and
lost okay.
That had like full power, free energy, and they try to hide it, but there's a lot of proof that it exists. Apparently, a lot of Tesla's technologies were in the city, and some of those first world fairs had the same power, and then they burned a bunch of them down and burned a bunch of cities down to hide the technology. That's the story. Even full cities, if you look at like cities that have been burnt down in that time period, there's this whole line of these cities that were burnt down. It's crazy. Yeah. I looked it up on Wikipedia. And anyway, they might have hidden some history in them fires, possibly. I don't know, man. It sounds crazy, but anyway, here's some happy news, happy science news. After 2 decades, the U.S. honeybee population is now at a record high with 3.8 million bees. Good job, everybody.
Thank God they're no longer. So they're off the extinction list, right?
I mean, remember everybody was talking about, yeah, they were just disappearing and we're having problems. So they're back to sting the shit out of everybody all the rest of the summer. So that's good. I'm glad. Go bees. Go bees. There you go. All right. See, let's raise bees. Becky, I'm with you. Let's be beekeepers, damn it. How do you do that without getting stung, though? See, no, I can't do that. But Becky, you go be a beekeeper. Go.
I had a neighbor when I was a kid growing up. He raised honeybees. He had a hive, and it was like the size of it was like a big old box shelf or something like that.
Uh-huh.
One day,
so cool.
You know how originally when a queen hatches, she'll go around and kill the other queens before they hatch. They had a situation with this hive where 2 queens hatched at the same time, and one queen left the hive because, obviously you can't have 2 queens per hive.
Mm-hmm.
Half the bees followed this queen. They ended up in our backyard. Our backyard and above our house was swarming with bees.
Wow.
Yeah, and he had to carefully go over there in a beekeeper outfit because any disturbance, the bees go into attack mode to defend the queen, and they'll level everything apparently. Take this branch that the queen was on, and he had to take it and he had to get another hive and put it in that hive. So he ended up having 2 beehives. The city of Woodson, which is where I'm originally from when I was a kid, told him he had to get rid of one of the hives. He could only have 1 hive per area. And because these bees they got pretty aggressive after a while because of the fact there was 2 hives in the area. And we used to, as kids, do this little game of, can you run past a beehive and not get stung by the bees? Can you run past it, tap on the wall and all that stuff and all? Well, they had these bees start going to war, and the other hive got wiped out. I've never seen a bee war before, but it's so bizarre.
Wow.
Yeah.
Over the queen, huh?
Over 2 queens that were hatched at the same time, yeah.
Jeez. That's wild. So, bees won't sting once and you'll never know what they won't sting you. Yeah. There you go. That bee suit, them bees get inside that suit and you're just like, ah! I seen it. Them suits don't work. Chicago, I'm just kidding. Chicago had built them structures for the World Fair in the 1800s in a mysterious fire. Yep, let's check this out. Here we go. Shout out to the Cody Tucker.
Chicago World's Fair and wasn't murdered by serial killer H.H. Holmes, these are some of the things you would have seen. First off, the train that took you to the World's Fair was most likely being conducted by a fellow named Casey Jones. At the fair, you would have seen the very first performance of the Pledge of Allegiance, a performance by a very young Harry Houdini, and a few companies introducing products for the very first time. Some of those products were Juicy Fruit, Pabst Blue Ribbon, Quaker Oats, and Cracker Jacks. You would have gotten to taste a dessert made especially for the World's Fair by a woman named Bertha Palmer, known as the Brownie. You would have seen an exhibit by George Washington Carver, and you would have seen Nancy Green making pancakes and telling stories as her character Aunt Jemima. Lastly, you would have gotten to ride a carnival ride designed especially for the fair, a 264-foot wheel designed by a guy named George Ferris. If you were a guest at the 1893 Chicago.
And then they burned it down. Yeah.
Yeah, they burned it down, sadly.
Let's take a look at the fires.
They claim it was a cow that started the fire. Yeah, Mrs. Olier's cow kicked the lantern over for the Chicago fire. But if you look at the trajectory of the fire, it went from the countryside into the actual city. That's a pretty freaking impressive fire. It's a hell of a kick.
Okay, let's look up fire. Let's do this on screen here. Hold on. So here's a list of towns and cities and fires where it just destroyed the whole town. All right.
Right.
Yeah, up into 18. Oops. Look at all of these convenient fires.
It's a lot of fires. That was back then.
Yeah. Michigan, Chicago, Boston, Chicago again, Texas, Hong Kong. We're not counting Hong Kong, though. Deadwood, South Dakota. Let's look at big fires. Seattle, Bakersfield, California, the home of country, Clarksville, Virginia. San Francisco fire. It's just, might be a little conspiracy theory stuff, but it's interesting that Berkeley, California, these whole cities got destroyed. They say if you look up the city you live in, that there was a fire there. Let's see. Great Fire of Springfield, Illinois.
The Great Fire of Springfield, Illinois.
Yeah, that's what I just looked up. Most costly fires in Springfield. Starting in 1904, though. So, some big ass fires in the city, but not necessarily destroying the whole city or everything. But any records buildings? Oh, nice dome building at the Illinois State Fairgrounds. Could have held some records in there. No, I don't know. Lumberyard, packing company, chemical company. Nothing interesting. Department store. Illinois State Arsenal got burnt down.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. The whole building.
Huh.
That's interesting. Yeah, but there's a pretty big fire in Illinois. Of course, there's been a fire in every big city, but let's see. Let's look up another city. Great Fire of Verdun.
Of what, Verdun?
Yeah. There was a Battle of Verdun.
Yeah, I knew there was a Battle of Verdun.
Holy moly. Historic tree toppled in Verdun. Yeah, anyway. There you go.
Very interesting.
I was going to end the show with one last thing. It's just going to stick in your mind now all week long after you see this.
I have something too.
Okay.
Well, this was kind of interesting because it's been brought up a couple times in the show before.
Uh-huh.
But I'm going to share this. there's two different sets of videos going around with this. Do you mind if I show mine first and you show yours next?
Yeah. Go ahead. We'll end the show.
Okay,
Mine's nothing too serious.
Pull that up. All right. So there's two sets of videos going around like this. Three, actually. And I saw one of these, and everybody knows I love my fucking dinosaurs. I'm big into paleontology, cryptozoology. I got excited with this. All right. Everybody has been seeing this in the Black Sea. There's been all these reports of videos coming out of sea monsters, plesiosaurs, creatures like this, and a lot of Facebook groups or like cryptozoological groups have been claiming that these are videos of like plesiosaurs caught in the wild, like they exist.
Nice.
These are not. They are, but they aren't.
That looks like Mickey Mouse right there on his face.
Well, I caught this one because it's a meme, but it's the video. It's the original video. So what
but you see the eyes and the ears of Mickey Mouse, kind of.
Yeah. No, there's a reason behind this because this is actually a test prop for the next Jurassic Park film.
Is it really?
Yes, they were secretly testing a prop for the next Jurassic Park film, which is going to feature Scarlett Johansson. It's going to deal with dinosaur trafficking and dinosaur fighting.
Oh, say no more. I'll watch it if it has Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, hands down. Scarlett Johansson.
Say no more. Sold. We're done. I'm there.
But they didn't tell anybody that they were doing test footage of one of the animatronics from
that just became a drive-in movie.
Yeah. So
or like IMAX, you know.
What you're seeing with Scarlett. What everybody's been reaching out and telling me, hey, they got videos of dinosaurs in the Black Sea. It is, but it isn't. This is a test creature for the Jurassic Park film.
Tyler, have you ever seen Scarlett Johansson in IMAX?
I have never. No, I have. I saw her in Avengers Endgame.
Holy good Lord. Moly. Good Lord in heaven.
Talking about this.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
You're drooling over Scarlett Johansson. Hey, you know what? I understand. Scarlett Johansson, I drool over her too.
That's super cool. She's going to be in Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
9 or 10 or 11 or whatever.
She's going to be playing a game warden. It's supposed to take place in Miami, and they're covering the whole. There's a little controversy because they're saying it's dealing with people raising dinosaurs for fight rings, kind of like dog fighting rings and stuff like that. And
sounds great. I don't care. Scarlett Johansson's in it.
Yeah, it's gonna have a Miami Vice type feel. They're saying I'm all.
They can throw Godzilla in there at this point, and I'm still gonna watch
if they throw Godzilla in there, he's not even good. He's gonna kill everything.
I plan on watching all 3 of the new Godzilla movies, starting with Godzilla Zen or Yen or whatever it's called. Do you know what I'm talking about? The first new one.
There's -1.
Yeah, that's the second one though.
Oh, okay. So there's
the red one with the red cover is number 1.
There's Shin Godzilla. That's
the one
that
Shin
came
Godzilla
out in 2016.
That's the one I want. That's the first one.
Film was actually pretty good, but it also they hated the director, I guess, who did that film because the director.
I hear it's great.
It is very good. I enjoyed it, but they put Godzilla in a position where they're like, "How the fuck can we do a sequel on this?" So the guy who directed it, Anand Hideki, I believe I pronounced his name correctly. He directed that film. He directed the anime series Neon Genesis Evangelion. Which it's first you watch it, you're like, okay, it's about a boy that gets a robot and ends up fighting monsters. Okay, he's got hot chicks around. But then it turns into this clusterfuck of like mental breakdowns. What in the fuck is going on? The question of me, the question of existence. I started watching that anime. I'm like, okay, it's pretty good. By the end, I was like, what in the fuck kind of cocaine meth dream was this?
Yeah.
So, and that's kind of what Shin Godzilla is. But it's still very good. The guy definitely.
But he went on this creative kind of own direction, I guess.
Yeah,
That's
he
cool,
went on his own creative direction, which you see Godzilla evolve in this film, which is interesting. It's an interesting concept, but they couldn't get him back for a sequel. And they also told him, like, look, most of the crazy shit you had to cut out of the last film. Don't even think about it. Just do. And the guy was like, "No, I'm done. I can't do my my crazy shit, I guess you'd call it. I'm not doing it again. So there's Shin Godzilla, which is very good. I highly recommend it. There's of course you got the American films. You got Godzilla 2014, Kong Skull Island, which I thought was very good, King of the Monsters, which I thought was excellent. I loved it. Then you got the Godzilla and Kong films, which are okay. -1, that's the newest one. That's the one that won them the Oscar for best.
Well,
special
no,
effects.
there's the brand new one, Godzilla.
Yeah,
Kong,
Godzilla
New
X
Kingdom.
Kong, the New Empire. That's the
That's
newest
part
one.
3, pretty much.
That's part 2. You gotta remember what the American films are putting out compared to what the Japanese are doing. They're completely separate.
Okay, yeah, I get you.
They
But
don't
I mean,
exist
to
in
me,
the same
the
frame.
new movies in order, at least. That's
yeah.
yeah. Okay, yeah, I got you.
Yeah,
But
and
that's part 2 to the 2.1.
No, Shin Godzilla is its own separate film, and it took them years to get another Godzilla film going. So they just said, "Fuck it, reboot it," and that's when they did Godzilla -1, which takes place after World War II.
Right. And so then now there's a new one, Godzilla times Kong.
Yeah, Godzilla X Kong. So it's like it's weird because you have like 3 separate stories for Godzilla going on. And they're actually going to do a sequel for -1, which the guy's already said he's got the script wrote for it. It's going to be pretty good from what everybody else has said who's read it. So
yeah, cool. So Rich says we need to watch Blue-Eyed Samurai.
I've never heard of Blue-Eyed Samurai. What is that?
Sounds cool. Whatever it is. And Rich is asking if I ever figured out what was the thing I seen going to Decatur, the pyramid thing, and we should go out there. We'll go out there, drive out there, and like hike up to the top of it and see what it is.
Oh, so this
we need a metal detector though, so we can see if we can see any buried, artifacts anywhere up there.
Okay, so Blue-Eyed Samurai is on Netflix. Looks interesting.
Cool. What is it?
Well, let me bring up my screen. You can show it to everybody.
You ready for me to burn your eyeballs or something you're not going to forget for all week long?
I don't know. I watched Neon Genesis Evangelion, so I've gone through that. If you want to bring that up, what I got, that's Blue Samurai there. That looks cool. Oh, no. No, I can't do politics today, Rob.
No.
Celebrate the 4th of July.
Look who it is.
Yeah, it's Jim Carrey and Joe Biden.
Yeah, he's a clone, dude. He's wearing a mask. It's really been Jim the whole time. Remember that movie? Truman Show?
Oh, yeah.
It's come to life, dude.
And I always thought it was just when the one guy 16-inch fatties. I'm going to keep knocking them out of the park. And if you're new to what I do here, well, I've done a lot of these videos.
Shout out to Tyler
I'm going to try
Hansen.
to not say any names here, but you get the picture. The picture that one guy is playing the other. And I always thought it was just when the one guy was falling, but oh no, it's more than that. Have you ever seen the movie Bruce Almighty? The one where a certain someone plays God? And hey, that's a nice globe they throw in there. Well, do you remember this scene where he is controlling his voice? Because it looks an awful lot like something I've seen that other guy do recently. And when you pair those two clips up,
what'd you say?
Hold on. You can't sit there and say that the scene from Bruce Almighty is the
Rich has got it right there, baby. CIA mask. Hey, watch out.
If Biden is anything, Biden is a robot from the 60s that, like, from Lost in Space, that's just on its last leg. He is
side by
not
side,
Jim Carrey.
there's no doubting the intentionality behind it. Because I lined this up without editing it, and the synchronicities are undeniable.
All right, let me hear this.
Watch the handshake. Even here, he looks like he smells a fart when they're making a farting noise. Down 2D hand movement yet again.
That's
And then
still
next
stupid.
comes the exact
This guy's
same
losing it.
mouth movements at the exact same time,
Watch.
followed by the exact same grin at the end. It's undeniable. And if you're new to seeing the fact that they do this with these two guys, stick around. I'll show you some evidence.
Oh man. Anyway.
There. Bruce Almighty. Okay, look, I'll be the first to tell you, I don't like Joe Biden either, but I also don't like Donald Trump. But you can't sit there and use a movie that came out, 2003, 2004, as evidence that Jim Carrey is Joe Biden.
That is hilarious, man. There you go.
You're stretching way too far on that shit.
That's right. We're throwing that out there. Oh, and also, by the way, Weird Frequencies completely endorses Alice Cooper for president.
Yes, we do.
Go to AliceCooperForPresident.com. It's real. And we're serious. At least I am. I don't know about Tyler, but you endorse him, Tyler?
I'm either going to endorse him or I'm going to endorse.
No. We
Jason
want to answer right now. Yeah, Jason, that's true. One or the other.
Yeah, Jason Wilhite is running for president, but
Jason or Alice, either one.
Yeah.
I nominate Scarlett Johansson. That's what Rich says. Nice. Yes, sir. The new Beverly Hills Cop's pretty good. Yeah.
I need to check that out. I need to see that.
I love those movies, man. I always have loved Eddie Murphy. You know, he's one of the ones that hasn't got in trouble yet about anything. He must be a pretty good guy, you know.
I would say, yeah, he's been really,
like a family guy, man.
Yeah, he's been really like laid back. All these other actors that everybody gets in trouble, he doesn't really have any controversy. It seems like.
Mm-hmm. Although people say that old Martin, you know, is a clone now, of course, because he's gotten old and, you know, he's a little slow, you know. I mean, that's all there is to it. I'm sure in the movies they can make him look great, but when you see him in interviews and when you see him sitting there talking, he's not the same guy, you know. It's almost like he's had maybe a stroke or something. I don't know, or he's just weird in interviews, you know. I don't know. Let me see if I can find one. Hold on. Is Martin Short a clone? Sorry, we got to look it up like that. I said Short, so not Martin Short. Martin, what's his name?
Martin Lawrence.
Lawrence, yeah. Martin Lawrence, a clone. Now we see what happened. Okay, hold on here. Let's present this. Let's share this. This is just what I got for one little search. Well, you know, he did go crazy at one point and ran into the streets yelling, they're going to kill me. They're going to kill me. And he had a gun in his hand, and they kind of quieted that down. So there he is back in the day. All right, good old Martin. What up, Martin? And it's going to show him today, maybe, huh? He's just gotten bigger and chubbier, but is that still him? We don't know. Let's move our little pictures out of the way here. He's just gotten older and chubbier, but you guys see him in interviews now. Hold on.
Comedy is what takes us away from all the parents tackling tough.
Well, I mean, he did just do Bad Boys for Life, which was
all right. Here you
go. Ride or Die with Martin and Will and some director who's not Michael Bay, and that's just fine. That's right. Bad Boys Ride or Die is really showing us that Martin, he's still got it. And there are a lot of rumors out there that Martin has been struggling with his health lately, but he has recently come out and said that everything is A-okay. And since he's a celebrity, that means he's telling the truth.
I remember he would come by and just sell out the main room, and you would just sit there and watch him murder. I mean, murder. Like,
I wish I'd
people
seen that.
falling out of chairs. I mean, screaming in agony because they're laughing so hard. And it was, this was 1990.
Here he is right here in this
Martin
next
Lawrence was
interview.
the king, dude. I'm telling you.
With his continued dedication to his work, Martin Lawrence endures, and he ensures that we'll always have a reason to smile and a reason to laugh and a reason.
So yeah, I don't know. He's definitely. I don't think he's been cloned, everybody.
I don't think he's been cloned, no, but
he's just gotten older and a little chubby, and
I would like to see. Have you ever seen Martin Lawrence's stand up?
Back in the day, yeah.
Oh, he's very good, very good.
He was great. Martin was great.
Oh yeah,
Martin,
I would
great show.
love. I would. I would love to see him. Like, I know he just did the new film Bad Boys for Life or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see him take a break and do a little stand up because
that'd be cool.
And I don't know, his health does seem like it might be in a little bit of decline. Which okay, if it's not great, that's awesome. But he doesn't really do a lot of movies. He doesn't really do a lot of touring for his comedy anymore. So I would love to see him just get back to it.
So Becky says it's the old ammunition bunkers around Iliopolis. I wonder if we could see that on Google Maps somehow. It's the old ammunition bunkers around Iliopolis, and they're off the highway to the left as you're going to Decatur. So it seems like they'd be easy to find on a map. Rich says he has a metal detector, my buddy Rich.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know him. He lives here in town, actually. And he, we should drive out there and see what the heck's going on. Sure, it's an ammunition bunker. It looks like a pyramid to me.
Hey, you know what? If it's an ammunition bunker, I'll go. But I get first dibs on the guns. I love me my guns.
Yeah.
I always need to add more to my boomstick collection.
Uh-huh. So let's see. I'll present a screen here and see if we can go to Google Earth and find this weird location. Let's see here. All right. Wrong screen. So go to Google Earth. Three pyramids in a row, huh? Just kidding. All right. So we just spin this thing around and zoom right in, huh?
Yeah, I think you zoom in on Illinois. Yep, right there where Lake Michigan's at. Now I need to find Iliopolis. What town is that? That's Springfield right there.
Right here.
There's Iliopolis.
Dun, dun, dun. What's this weird structure? Dun, dun, dun. So maybe it's this thing? It's big though. So when I was driving, it was going left to right. Which side of Illiopolis? Do you know, Becky? Or Chris? Oh, he says he lives there. Chris says he lives there. So is this them right here? No, that's some poor soul's house we're zooming in on.
Yeah, somebody's farmhouse.
Uh-huh.
Well, okay, so you were on the interstate, correct, when you saw this?
Yeah.
So it has to be closer to the interstate than
driving to Decatur on this interstate right here.
Yeah, so there's Decatur.
Yeah, so maybe it's a little before, maybe it's around these lakes. Makes sense for it to be around the water sources dying.
Maybe.
They're hiding it, Bubba. Whoever they are. They always say they. You know, it's them. They're hiding it. They're out to get me. Who? Who? They're hacking my computer. No, they're not.
That's a good point. Rich asks, do you remember the mile marker?
No, I just was, thinking about it after I just drove by and I didn't think about actually going over there to, look at it, but it's over here somewhere. And it seemed big to me. It seemed big and wide as a city to me.
Okay, so Bubba says he thinks they're off Old 36.
Well, isn't this Decatur?
That's Decatur right there, yeah.
What's 36, this highway?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's Old 36 right there.
Maybe I took 36. No, I didn't go through the Mount Pulaski or nothing. Yeah, I definitely went that way. Huh. Interesting.
What's going on, Quiet Corner? Rich says type it in.
Type in Illiopolis bunker.
Maybe, hang on.
Oh, dun dun dun! Bunker's bar. That's pretty funny. Maybe he knows there's a bunker around here somewhere.
Route 36 runs along 72.
That could be it. Look at the shape of that. I can't tell if that's the side of it or not.
Can you zoom in anymore?
Seems like now. It's just corn. Wasn't it weird?
Wait. Scroll up one more. Okay, yeah, that's cornrows. I thought that was a building for some reason.
What's going on there?
Something there.
Can't you just drop on the ground right here and look around?
See, this is where I wish Kluge was on because he knows this shit really good. Kluge knows how to work Google better than I know how to work Google.
Street view.
Rich says that's it.
No data available here. Isn't that interesting?
Their ammunition factory in that area during World War II is what Becky says. Maybe that's what you saw was like the remains of the ammunition factory.
No street view available here. No street view data available here. See if we could get next to it. We could see what it looks like if it's elevated or whatever. Come on, drop us on the street.
Here you go. I got this up when you get time.
Huh, interesting. There you go, Rich. We need to take a metal detector out there. See these holes here too? Look at these holes. Huh. Could be just drainage out there, but freaky looking the way that's all set up, like a pyramid right there. You see that?
Yeah.
These 3 lines form a pyramid, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, somewhat.
And when you see it from the side, that's an edge. And that's a shadow. See how that's in shadows there?
Yeah.
This is an edge right here. You can't tell from here, dude. It's
So
weird.
where they had the ammunition bunkers from World War II, they also have this weird pyramid that we're going to have to just drive out there and see this thing.
Pretty well. Oh, that's got to be it. Because look, you can see it from the road. It's sitting in the exact same position that I was.
Richie's tried changing the view, but it says street view's not available.
Yeah, it wouldn't let me. Wow. There's some weird lines out here. Like all that stuff. What's that? Golf course?
No, that's not a golf course. That looks more like it's just random foliage in the area.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty wild. So there it is. The pyramid. That's it right there, right?
I think so. If you want to write down the coordinates, we can go try and check it out sometime.
Right there. If I could get to a house view over here, I was hoping I could turn around and look at it, you know? But it won't let me. Oh, here we go. Okay, let's turn around and look at it. Oh, what the hell?
Becky says she'll venture that way and take a pic.
It's funny you can't get any closer to it than that. That's an interesting view, though. See that? Okay, why is there a pyramid? Partial pyramid building. Check out these. That's just, farming land, but still.
Here's my question, though. Where would you see this at? Because there's no road. Okay, can you click on that road off to the left? That blue line there? Yeah. That's closer than the one you just had a minute ago.
No, you can't see it. It's weird. For the road, too, it looked like ridges, too. So, yeah, we'll have to check it out. We're probably losing listeners like crazy. No, I'm just kidding.
Becky
there you
says
go.
we'll that way and during the daylight.
Yeah, do that, Becky. Give us a report. We'll, it's weird little location though, and it just popped out, and I just looked over there. And the way the top is had carvings in it. I mean, okay, it was shaped like this, right? It was shaped like this, and then, but on top it had rock formations that went like that all the way across the top of it. So it looked like almost you could see the sun through certain points of those rocks, like some of the old designs of the pyramids. That's why it made me look twice at it. I was just like, wow, that looks like a clock, an old sun clock built into that side of that mountain over there. And I was like, wait a minute, what is that thing? I've driven by here all these times. I've never noticed that thing. So anyway, it's the mystery of the Heliopolis pyramid. We're going to go check it out. We'll just have to do it on, they probably don't have internet access out there, but we could record it.
Yeah. I know those ammunition bunkers, I had a picture of them up, but those are reported to be haunted. I'd like to go in there.
Well, it'd be cool to just investigate and find out if there's somewhere where we could enter them, or, you know, who knows.
Well,
Maybe
that's the
get
thing is,
permission.
City of Heliopolis, if you want to bring that screen up there, that's the bunkers that are in that same area. Those are supposed to be haunted because apparently they had some casualties or something because an ammo storage went off or something like that. But the City of Heliopolis owns them.
Maybe that's what I'm seeing, you know, from the road over there.
Are those bunkers?
Maybe the way that they're lined like that. You know how I said it looked like there was ridges on top, and it looked like it was a sundial, like you could see the sun in between each one.
Right.
Huh. That's Trip. You brought that picture up. I'll bet you that's the same area, you know.
Well, that's in the same area as this pyramid you're talking about. So Becky says she thinks aerial numbers are on it, so maybe there is some carvings on it.
And now they're growing corn around it. Look.
Yeah.
What kind of corn? Yeah. What kind of stuff's left over in that bunker, though? Hopefully they're all empty.
Yeah, but supposedly this bunker right here that I'm pointing at, that's the one that had the death and a couple of deaths because the storage, ammo storage went off. I'd like to get in there.
They look creepy as hell. We should
They
just go out
do.
there anyway, just for fun. Oh, that looks like somebody's property, of course. We got to, you know, I don't know. But I don't know. We can at least go out there and check out the pyramid thing and see what's up with it.
Yeah, something like that.
There you go. All right, buddy. That's about all I had tonight.
That's all I got. Not much going on in the world of, there is one other story that we haven't really talked about.
Yeah, what's that?
That's this Colorado Red Rock concert UFO spotting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a video. Well, there's not really. Well, there supposedly is a video, but they had this big concert at Red Rock, which is in Colorado.
Beautiful stadium, yeah.
A lot of people said they saw an object that was just sitting there, but sat there for what they said about 30 seconds. A lot of people got a good look at it. Everybody's kind of pictured the same, described the same thing, which is interesting. It had 3 levels of windows, almost like a really long 3-story building, whitish blue, and it sat there for 30 seconds before eventually tilting on its side and moving belly first to the east before simply fading away. Now, there is supposedly a video. Somebody has a video. There's been a video recorded, but nobody's released it yet, which is really interesting because you figure something like that, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, I got the UFO video right here," you know. But nobody's released it yet.
No photos.
No photos, nothing like that. I got the news article for it from Colorado. If you want me to bring that up.
Interesting.
See if you want to pull that up, we can watch this.
So far this year, there have been 38 reports of UFO sightings reported at the National UFO Reporting Center.
Well, there's one that has caught the internet's eye involving Red Rocks. The report says 2 Red Rocks amphitheater employees saw some sort of dark metallic disc fly over the sky about a mile from the famous venue. This was on June 5th. It apparently vanished after a few seconds. Of course, none of this has been confirmed by any sort of government organization. There's no pictures, no video, but here we go again. Another case.
Truth is when I've been out to Red Rocks recently, like you see some things. I feel like other people see some things. Like smell.
Interesting.
Now, here's the thing. This news article, this Fox 31 Denver gets wrong. First of all, this was during a concert. It was a small local band. Wasn't anything big, not Rolling Stones or.
And
Led
it was
Zeppelin.
only 2 guys that saw it.
And it wasn't just 2 guys. The total number apparently was like 20 or 30 people claimed to have seen it. So this was during a small concert, and these guys got it wrong. And this is what pisses me off about a lot of news agencies is they jump to conclusions and they're like, well, if we fucked it up, just throw it out there. Ain't nobody gonna believe it.
They throw it out fast, don't they?
Yeah, so I got a feeling there is. If we can get video of the shark attacks that happened over like last week, I'm pretty sure we can get videos of this if it happened.
You would think so.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, be safe out there, Becky. Don't get in trouble like crossing some property of some farmer who has salt rock in his shotgun. Be careful. Farmers don't play around. I say that because I knew a farmer when I was a kid, and if you went out on his pond, he would shoot you with salt rock. He'd fill up his shotgun with salt rock and fire it out to the pond.
I have never been shot with salt rock, but I bet it probably hurts like hell.
I could run fast enough. You could see him coming, and I never got hit. So it was a real thing. Yeah, we still went there fishing. The fish were too good. It was great. So we had to. It was bass. You could just fish there all day and pull bass from it, and he'd get mad. He'd see you and be like, and you took off running at that point, So
I bet salt rock would hurt though.
Weird, no pictures or video. Yep.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
Yeah, they're hiding it. It's them. It's they. It's they and them. We don't know who they are exactly, but it's them.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
They've got the videos. They are keeping them. Yeah, don't trespass, Becky. Thank you. Yeah. Stay safe. Well, you're so cool. Thank you so much for even offering to do that for us. Cool. Well, that's about it for the show this week, you guys. Thanks for watching. We hope you had a good time. We all we learned about the Coral Castle. We learned about the Mayan Echo mystery. And we took a look at the fact that Jim Carrey is really actually
no.
Joe Biden. At least for the falls, he takes the falls. He's the stunt.
He's Joe Biden's stunt man. Okay.
Bubba, have a good night. Thank you very much. And Rich, Becky, everybody watching tonight, thank you so much, man. We appreciate you all. You don't want to miss anybody. Quiet Corner, thanks for watching. Who else?
Jim Biden.
Early in the show, Corey Hale. Thanks, Corey. Thanks, Tyler Cooley. You guys all have a good night. Thanks so much for watching. We appreciate you. And thanks for watching the replays too, man. We're getting a lot of replay watches. So hope if you missed the show, and hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next week. Same time, same place.
I won't be here next week because I'll be doing wrestling for a cure, and unfortunately I go on night shift, so I won't be here for a few nights.
So let's tell people about that before. Let's wish Adam well.
Yes.
Before I forget, Adam, get better. And we're sending all kinds of, and all of our listeners too. Please send Adam your positive vibrations and energies and frequencies to get better. He's in surgery, or he's recovering from surgery. So, and he's got a couple medical issues here and there. So we wish him well, and Send him our love.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the guy. I mean, I don't think the guy even really thought he was. This wasn't even really planned. It just happened. So
he's become such a big part of the show. It's so cool that he was a listener for.
He is. Yeah, he's a
year
huge part.
Before he, dove in, and he'd never done anything like this, and he's so good at it. So
yeah,
so cool. So yeah, we miss our guy, definitely. So
maybe he'll be back next week.
Yeah, let's hope so. Definitely. All right, but so what's going on with wrestling next week? Coming up for you.
So next weekend it's Wrestling for a Cure.
That's coming up next weekend.
Next Saturday, the Best Damn Podcast is teaming.
Plug the hell out of that real quick.
The Best Damn Podcast is teaming up with another podcast called Keeping It Cool with Tyler Cooley, and we're also teaming up with Wrestling for a Cure. This is season 8. All proceeds from the event go to St. Jude's for children cancer research. So every dime that they put in, every dime that we've raised on the podcast, doing things like fire sales. Rob, I know you've seen some fire sales.
Yeah.
All that money is at St. Jude's. None of it.
That is so cool. These guys work so hard for these kids, man. All for these kids. That's so cool.
Yes.
You guys are like superheroes.
We try to be. So
you are. You're like a great American superheroes. Doing this for the kids.
If you don't mind bringing that up, please.
What?
What I got in the backstage area. That's their flyer for next Saturday.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, thank you.
All right, so I'll be the first to tell you I'm not a big wrestling fan. I'm more into UFC, but I help out with this charity cause a lot. This is their 8th season.
So cool, yeah.
Their 8th season. They haven't revealed a lot of the card yet, which the card is what their schedule, what matches are going on, whatnot. But every year I've been out there, it's been a great time. They always put on a great show. They always put 100 and not even 100%. They put 1,000,000% in almost everything they do with this event. You've got the Dusty Cameron Battle Royal. That is like 30 men going into a ring, one every minute, 2 minutes, somewhere around there. Last year, our very own Sage Ramsey won it. I was in there, and I got my ass kicked by Sage Ramsey.
Really nice.
I can tell you right now, I am not wrestling material. I've never proclaimed to be. I never will be.
You're not getting in there this year?
I swear to God, I hope to God I'm not getting in there this year. I'm waiting for Sage to hop in here and say, Tyler, you're getting in there next year. But, yeah, these guys always put on a great show. They got a heavyweight championship match. They got the cruiserweight championship match. Tag team titles are on the line next weekend. And Best Damn Podcast is going to be there along with Keeping It Cool with Tyler Cooley. They're going to be interviewing some of the talent, some of the wrestlers before the show goes live. And that's going to be at 5:30. Doors open at 5:30. 6 p.m. is the start of the show at the Illinois building at the State Fairgrounds at 801 East Sangamon Avenue, Springfield, Illinois. Tickets are $5, and 100% of the proceeds benefits St. Jude.
Super cool.
So if you got nothing going on next weekend, I know we all just came off a really kick-ass, freedom-filled 4th of July. If you got nothing going on next weekend.
And where's it going to be?
It's going to be at the Illinois building at the State Fairgrounds at 801 East Sangamon Avenue.
Cool. What a cool place to have that.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. So
yeah, that's a good building.
Yep, I'll be there watching because we're going to be doing a simulcast interviewing some of the talent, and hopefully they make their money this year. Hopefully they hit hopefully they hit their goal, which I forget what their goal is, but I'm hoping they hit it pretty good and they hit it pretty hard this year.
Yeah, so get out there and support those kids. And if you can't go, buy a ticket for a friend or something, Buy a ticket for somebody in your office or, some youngster that who'd probably like to go. You know what I mean? If you don't like wrestling so much, just buy one for somebody else. There you go. Cool. All right. And, of course, you can always catch the Best Damn Podcast on Facebook and on YouTube. And when's the next show?
Next show is going to be Wednesday. We're going to do a show Wednesday. It's going to be pre-set up for this one. Friday, we probably won't do a show because most of the cast is either going to be working that night or they're going to be getting stuff ready for Wrestling for a Cure. We do got a fire sale coming up in July that I'm planning. And, Rob, you might like this one.
Yeah? What's that going to be?
It's going to be alien-themed.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you going to get abducted?
No, but we might have Sage shooting an alien with a paintball gun.
Really?
Yeah.
You're going to be the alien?
I'm going to be the alien. That's the plan, yeah.
Nice.
It's going to be Independence Day.
Nice. Well, we'll tune in for that.
Yeah.
That's going to be funny. All right, man. Thanks, everybody, for listening and watching. We appreciate you. And thank you for the likes up there. I see that. So we see those likes and we see those shares. Thank you so much. We appreciate you sharing the show. If we get a minute, if you haven't shared the show, share it for us, will you? And it helps spread the word and get more likes and more views. We appreciate, all that junk. So thank you, Tyler. Peace out. Tyler's doing a secret Illuminati symbol right there. Yeah. You see those guys on those commercials on TV going, buy Fords. Buy from Landmark Ford. Landmark Ford. You see that guy doing it in every commercial. He'll get it in there too. Yeah, he's a Mason too. I looked at his Facebook. This big black dude, bald guy. What's his name?
Is it a local?
Yeah. He's selling cars, and then every commercial he goes, or he goes.
I don't know. I don't have.
Watch next time. You'll see him. Everybody knows who I'm talking about. Don't put his name up because they think he's real Mason, and we don't want him to send the Illuminati after us. All right. See you guys later. Have a good night.
Have a good night. Have a good weekend, y'all.
Peace out.